started listening to metal when I was, I guess, in class 9th, and I got introduced to an album called S&M. So I appreciate, symphony a lot, and when you combine something like Metallica with that, it becomes something great. So the first ever track which I heard when it comes to metal was Nothing Else Matters, and that also along with the symphony. So it really hooked me up with the whole metal thing. So that's why I like metal.
It's the attitude and the entire culture that you're putting forward, something that you can relate to. If you have so many things, probably your mind is racing with something, you have been stuck up on something. I'm pretty sure that Bollywood masala is not going to even remotely, make you feel where you are. And it's a sense of belonging that has always been there with me towards metal.
There's a lot of people, like, when they say that music's about expressing yourself, and there are people who sing romantic music because they're into that, and for me it's metal. The kind of attitude I have, the kind of craziness things I do in my life, I think metal is somewhere where I can actually let it out by my music. I've never imagined myself playing anything else than metal.
It has energy, it has aggression to some extent. It is melodic as well. I mean, it is totally diverse. I mean, if you talk about metal in detail.
Metal is something through which you can pull out your aggression and passion for music. You're able to put your feelings on the guitar. That's what I feel for metal.
My favorites being Rammstein and Cradle of Filth. These two are the ones I've always followed since I started metal, and apart from that I'm into Slayer, Dream Theater, a bit of Metallica, and that's about it.
I like classic metal bands like Megadeth, Dream Theater, some songs of Metallica too, and Maiden.
The kind of music I was exposed to through the world was Metallica, Nirvana, Pink Floyd, because that was what was selling that time. So your surroundings, they affect you.
Judas Priest, Metallica in the beginning, then Megadeth, Anthrax. Then after that I moved into Lamb of God a bit for a very brief time.
Going on the deeper black and death side, I would talk about Slayer, then let's talk about Death, Cradle of Filth, then talk about new metal and alternative metal. Let's talk about Slipknots and stuff like that. It's only a few places where the metal scene exists, if you like to call it that way. I mean, you talk about the metropolitans. This is where you get to see gigs. If you want to listen to music, you go to East India. This is where, see, people over there, they're very emotional. Music is all about emotions. If you are not able to bring your emotions across, then you're not making music, you're not playing music. You're just engineers on working on instruments.
It started growing here in India 8 years ago. Before that, it was just rock, and Northeast probably was much more exposed to that kind of music and on a commercial level. After that, eventually things started happening.
There are a lot of bands here who are trying to actually push the metal scene, but if there are at least 50 to 60 metal bands in India, I see only 3 or 4 of them who are actually committed to metal. The other 10 or the other 50 are the ones who actually get into the metal to show off, who think metal is the shit, but over the period they realize that's not what they wanted to do, and so they change their music genre. They move to something else, and then they realize that is not what they wanted to do. So there's no one I've seen who's actually committed to do something about metal here.
At the end of the day, we should have a proper day job. We should have a steady, paycheck. Otherwise, it's really a really big pain for us to, actually go ahead and believe what we want to.
It's really hard to make money out of it. And that is one thing which, every musician in India faces. There's a very strong challenge in front of you of choosing music over other career options. I mean, I've seen so many people who are computer engineers, people who are doctors, people who are chartered accountants, but they know how to play good music. But at the end of the day, you have to earn your bread. You need to give something back to the people, your folks, your peers, and people really don't wait for you. You have to show them something, or you're not appreciated.
Bollywood, they for past 5-6 years they have been coming up with some good music, no doubt. But what I'm talking about Bollywood, we tend to do is we follow what is selling abroad.
Awful dross, I would say. Because, first of all, they don't make sense. Secondly, most of the music is just about the same beats sort of a thing, the same flow, and every other guy is singing the same thing with different words in it.
The lyrics don't make sense. It's like you write anything and they just make a song out of it.
They take money and they give shit. It's something like that.
These days, if you listen to some music, you will find some hip hop beats or something like some electronic beats going behind in the background. That is what I don't appreciate.
Dinchak, 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 and blah 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 blah. A few words in English, a few words in probably Spanish once in a while. That's it. That's it.
Music which is coming across these days, if it's good music, then it's very rare. Artists are going very, 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 very commercial with their music.
They are the same guys who actually criticize metalheads and musicians who play metal.
It's gonna take some time somehow, but up to this level, metal has grown with a great speed. That's what I think.